Hey guys, welcome back to Hellmouth Hotline. I'm your host, Rodney Stewart. We're getting into the final episode in the Hammer collection. This is To the Devil, a Daughter. Fairly decent little film. Let's get into the bulk of the episode now, and hope you enjoy it. This movie here is To the Devil, a Daughter from 1976, cult horror movie starring Christopher Lee, of course, Richard Widmark, Honor Blackman, Denham Elliott. There is a heck of a lot of big names in this movie. Natasha Klinsky is in here. Kinski. Why did I put an L on there? Kinski, not Klinsky. Natasha Klinsky is in there. I think I just put an L on that again. Kinski. Right, this film here is an example of what happens when producers get hold of a script and want to change everything in it. The book that it's based upon, I've never read, but I did actually take a little bit of time after this film was over and actually watched like a making of documentary of it, and there's a lot of problems in this movie getting it made, to the point where the director and the crew were shooting pages while the writers were still writing pages for it. And they were getting pages on the morning, and it's just a difficult movie from beginning to end. And when the actual writer of the novel that it's based upon seen the finished product of this movie, he vowed that Hammer would never make another one of his novels into a movie. He absolutely hated it, and the ending of the film is getting pretty much ahead of myself, considering we're supposed to be reviewing this damn thing. The end of the movie is very, very abrupt, and that's what I meant by the producers getting hold of it. The main villain of the piece, the bad guy in it, is Christopher Lee, who plays a priest, and a man asks an occult novelist, Richard Widmark, who apparently was a nightmare to work with on this film. He's asked to save a daughter, it's Denham Elliott's daughter, who is marked by a cult. She's a nun. She's been brought up as a nun by this priest. We all think, okay, priest. The opening of the film is kind of leading you towards, Christopher Lee's going to be the good guy in this movie, and perhaps he's going to be protecting this young nun. But it turns out that this young nun is marked as like a sacrifice to the devil, pretty much, by the end of the movie. So Richard Widmark is trying to protect her. Denham Elliott plays her father, and the young nun, of course, is Natasha Kinski. Said it right that time. The film is, for the most part, enjoyable, and the characters do a fantastic job on it, but there's quite a few things in this movie that you think to yourself, okay, that's Hammer horror. They're trying to scare you, but there's a few things in there where it's just, you kind of think to yourself, I see why you did that, but why do it? There's no need for that whatsoever. It's more graphic in places than it really needs to be. You can almost see that they were trying to force in a bit of a gore shock factor to this film that really wasn't needed. And again, to bring up the end of the movie, the producers actually cut the end of the film at massive chunk out of it because they believed that it was too similar to a death that Christopher Lee had in one of the previous Dracula movies, and simply because of that they're just like, we don't want to do the same thing here, we're just going to cut this chunk out. So by the end of the film, by the time Christopher Lee gets his comeuppance, it's just like 1 second he's there, then boom, the next second everything's gone, everything's sorted, we're all good, the world's been saved and whatnot. You don't actually find out what happens to him. But, at the same time, it does get across what happened, like, evil's punished good ones. But there just wasn't enough there for me to be like, that wasn't a satisfying ending whatsoever, actually. After the entirety of this film, building it up and building it up and building it up to whatever was going to happen at the end of it, then just simply to have it, boom, they got there. I don't know, that was pretty weird, me just going, that's the last thing you need to do. Click your fingers to end a movie. One of the best films we've had in the last couple of years is Avengers. Infinity War. It ended off with a snap, and it worked, as well as Endgame. So, perhaps that isn't the best way to describe it, but the film, yes, definitely is worth watching. Quite a few things in this here worked. Quite a few things in this didn't work, but overall, it was a decent movie, and it finished off the Hammer movies. That's them all done, and it pretty much finished off. That's the last film they made on their run. And in later years we have had other newer Hammer productions, but nothing to what they were back in the 70s. It's kind of sad to see the end of this box set, but that's the beautiful thing about movies. They're always there. This has been a production of Coins Age Media. Thank you so much for listening.